I hope our bright stars are not leaving now. We still have to see them. Our program director and representatives from the stakeholder organization, officials of government who are here with us today, distinguished guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. We're gathered here today to witness the beginning of an important journey in our national efforts to take live events, technical and production sector to higher planes. This is the dawn of a new era. It marks a turning point where the standards and quality of qualifications in this sector will grow to international levels, and this is a significant development worth celebrating. It comes at a time when our country is celebrating the Africa Month led by the government, where we are affirming we are Africa, opening the doors of learning and culture from Cape to Cape. It symbolizes an end as well as a beginning. It will mark an end to the live events and technical production sector, taken as a stepchild in the sector and not taken seriously. It will also mark a new beginning where the sector becomes the architect of its own vision and future. It will never be enough for artist, speaker, or musician to bask in the limelight at live event. In fact, that would not be possible without the technical and production team. It is time to acknowledge and recognize that technical and production sector is the backbone of live events in the country and elsewhere in the world. It is the backbone of the creative industries, especially performing arts, amongst others. It is the backbone of the economy, particularly in this industry. In order for a music star at a major concert or prominent speaker at a conference like this one, to achieve real action, the technical and production crew must first set up the stage. The show or conference can only take place only when the roadie, as they are popularly known, have performed their magic. The technical and production crew is at the heart and soul of every live event in this country, in the continent, and in the world. For us as government and as the Department of Arts and Culture, this gathering signifies a renewal as well as change. It has always been our dream and vision to see the South African Roadies Association and other organizations in the sector transformed. Transformation is critical, particularly in this sector, because it will guarantee social justice for all the citizens of this country. They are now active citizens that are agents of change they want to see. We're glad that what they want to see is the improvement of education, of training, of skills development, and qualifications in the sector. We'll always remember that the President of the Republic of South Africa, His Excellency J.G. Zuma, himself was in the forefront of engagements which gave birth to this process, amongst others. We've come a long way since 2009 consultative conference at the Sandton Convention Center, where both government, including the cabinet, made a promise to work with the sector to change the creative industry to be what artists would want it to be. The country we live in today is different from what it was before 1994. As we gather here today, we are celebrating Africa Month, the festival of ideas and cultural exchange. Let it be said in very simple and clear terms that the technical and production sector, together with its partners in skills development and training, and international market leaders in their variety hold in their hands power to abolish underdevelopment and stagnation in their sector. As the late former President Mandela would have said, the power is in your hands. This significant international conference is the first of its kind in the entire continent, Africa. Thus, it comes with the responsibility of this sector to be active agents of shaping and making South Africa to be the country we all want to see and live in. We all believe and agree that men and women who live and work in this sector, irrespective of their background or race, have the right to be treated with dignity and respect. They have the right to best quality education and equal opportunities. They have the right to access opportunities with equal pay. Young people who are interested and passionate about this sector have a right to take their fate and future into their own hands. They have a right to a decent and dignified life. They also have a right to enjoy the benefits of their work. This they will access through world-class skills and qualifications. Let the message go out from this gathering here in Johannesburg, the economic hub of South Africa, that the government and the people of this country welcomes this development where technical and production and education sectors come together to take stock of where they are and what needs to be done to improve their lot. You are here to take the future into your own hands. We are here to lend the necessary support. We know that this sector, especially the roadies, have been part of the struggle and contributed immensely to the founding of our democracy and freedom in this country. We are proud that after nearly a decade of journeying, interacting, learning, seeing and being inspired by people from all over the world, SARA has finally brought this conference home, and I think we must give them a round of applause. Thank you. We have amongst us outstanding individuals whose lives are intertwined with either technical events and production services, skills or regulation, or from education and training. You are coming from United Kingdom, America, Europe, and Australia. We welcome you all in South Africa, the cradle of humankind. And we remind everybody, including ourselves, we are Africa. It is only through what the technical and production sector does that the world is able to understand what Africa has to offer and can do. Your work and contribution redefines our identity as a society. It is a significant achievement that we hosted the best World Cup in its entire history. And as we did that, few people commented about the role of the sector. We have reached this point where you as a sector will be seen to be taking your fate into your own hands. In fact, this gathering marks a turning point in that the sector will be unwilling to witness or permit anything that undermines technical skills training and development for world-class education and qualifications. As government, we remain committed to helping you, to help yourselves, to open the doors of learning and culture, make a better South Africa, a better continent, and just an equitable world. We believe that this gathering marks an important beginning to assuring your survival, quality control, and success. We pledge to work with you in finding solutions to your own problems, because your problems are our problems. We pledge to work with you in ways that promotes ideals and values of our Constitution to help entrench a culture of human rights a culture of social progress. Perhaps it is important to make mention of the fact that recent research revealed that the contribution of the cultural and creative sector to our own national economy in South Africa contributed 90.5 billion rands last year, and that constitutes 2.9% of the GDP of South Africa. And this is no small feat for a sector which is always ignored. It is about time that this sector streamlines its activities and programs to ensure that the roadies are not only well qualified, but directly benefit from the revenue. We are looking forward to insightful deliberations and substantive discourse that will make a quest for radical transformation through education and qualification. This is all part of the struggle towards economic justice and social equality. As government, our role and responsibility remains to create an enabling environment where the sector can seize the moment to be active agents of what they want to see happen. Already, we have engaged the sector to develop a strategy to be rolled out this year. This event is part of the program. Nothing should be done for the technical and production sector without your involvement and participation. The solutions for the sector should be defined by yourselves. We applaud the role that has been played by SARA over the decades. We single out its founding member and president, Mr. Freddie Nyathela, who epitomizes the struggle of roadies in South Africa. Can we see you, sir? Could you please rise? Thank you. They say dynamite come in small packages, and this is a dynamite. When the Department of Arts and Culture formed a partnership with SARA, the motivation was to provide resources to create that environment which will make it easy for the sector to do its work. This is to empower you to assume responsibility for what happens to you and take control of your own fate and future, especially in skills development and training. Over the last 2 decades of democracy and freedom, the resounding statement that has come through was an urgent need for the sector to be trained and skills at and given skills at the world-class level. Nothing much will be achieved without without knowledge and information on latest development. We believe it is only education, training, and skills development that our youth can take their rightful place. We want to see this African child grow. We want to see pushing back the frontiers of poverty through this very sector. The core mandate remains the implementation of a radical transformation plan, which the sector has agreed to. We must work together in a positive and productive manner that will ultimately give birth to a just and equal society. It is at this history-making period that this conference is taking place here during this very important month. In fact, it has always been our desire for artists across genres, including behind-the-scenes professionals in the sector, to take leadership role in building a better country to improve international relations. So let us begin anew, remembering on both sides that working together, we can achieve more to move South Africa forward. Let us emphasize the ties that bind us together instead of the difference that divide us. For the sky is the limit. For the young person in South Africa, please join us and join SARA in building a progressive South Africa. It is through SARA that today we have more than 300 young people deployed and working everywhere in South Africa, in different sectors. As government, we will continue to support you, because supporting you is supporting our future. And I thank you, ladies and gentlemen.